tunashukuru sana kwamba watoto walikuja, ile hali ya kawaida ya watoto walikuja kucheza pande hii, lakini hawakuwa wanajua ile hatari ilikuwa inawaongojea hapo.
Government bans activities at Titanic Dam in Juja, Kiambu County following drowning deaths of 2 JKUAT students.
All NHIF pending claims be paid fully by 21st March 2020.
Faith-based health institutions demand 10 billion Kenya shillings from the government, threatening to halt their services.
Wasichana wengi wamepata mimba za mapema. Hizi mimba ambazo nimeongelea hapa 19% hapa Trans Nzoia County. 80% ni kwa sababu ya kukosa sodo ama sanitary.
And on a special feature tonight, teenage pregnancies on the rise as Trans Nzoia County records high numbers, with recent studies revealing that 19% of students are pregnant.
Alright, remember you can watch this particular bulletin live on Facebook and as well as on YouTube, and you can as well send us your feedback through our SMS line, that is 23059. My name is Macharia, as our language interpreter is Laura Otieno, and EBN Prime Edition starts now. And the management of Jesus Winner Ministry has announced that it will accept 20 million Kenya shillings donation promised by President William Ruto, despite growing public calls for the church to reject the contribution. The church has dismissed these calls, stating that it will proceed with receiving the funds as pledged by the president. This decision comes after a wave of public backlash, with many Kenyans urging the church to distance itself from the controversial donation. Critics have raised concerns about the appropriateness of such contribution, questioning the motives behind the donation and whether it is in the best interests of the church and its congregation. In addition to the donation controversy, the church is also embroiled in a land ownership dispute concerning 3 acres of land, which it has been claiming. The issue has drawn attention from the Kenya Defense Forces, raising further questions about the church's activities and its dealings with the military.
Sisi tulichukua rais aliplinch kama yule mshirika mwingine ama mgeni angetembea hiyo kanisa hiyo siku na akute kama kuna mchango unaendelea na yeye achangie. Uchumi accepted the offer letter for the purchase of the land, and the sale agreement was made on the same. In January 2019, the Ministry of Defense and officially written to Uchumi Supermarket and a reference iko hapo, saying they had no contention for the 3 acres of land.
All right, moving on. Church leaders in Nakuru have strongly condemned the planned protest by angry youths against the Jesus Winner Church. The youth accused the church of accepting of what they termed as blood money from politicians following a 20 million shillings offering received from President William Ruto. The protest is scheduled for Sunday, March 9th, with the youth threatening to occupy the church in response to what they perceive as corruption and manipulation by the church. Led by Reverend James Njero, the church leaders called the protest blasphemous and an attack on religious institutions. Reverend Njero explained that Jesus Winner Church is a neutral sanctuary for all people regardless of their background and should not be judged for accepting offerings from politicians or any other individuals.
President ameenda pale yeye mwenyewe na amekuta kuna mjengo unaendelea pale wa kanisa, na yeye mwenyewe akasema nitapeana kiwango fulani cha pesa. Kwa hivyo ninaweza nikauliza wale ambao jambo hii imewakera sana, wawe na utulivu na wajue ya kwamba huyu president pamoja na President Uhuru sio mara ya kwanza wameenda mahali pale. Kuna wakati walienda pale wakaombewa, na baada ya kuombewa mambo yao ikawa mzuri, wakapata uongozi. Si ni kweli? Sasa mtu amekuja baada ya kuombewa, amepata uongozi, amekuja kushukuru. Ningependa kuuliza hapo kuna jambo gani mbaya? Na ningeuliza kwa heshima kabisa, kwa sababu huyu mtumishi wa Mungu amekuwa akitupea mwelekeo. Tafadhali vijana wetu na watu wengine, na waomba tu kwa heshima, tafadhali tumuheshimu huyu mtumishi wa Mungu. Na kama kuna jambo lolote iko na shida, huyu mtumishi wa Mungu bado yeye ndio anaweza kutupea mwelekeo, kwa sababu anaipenda Kenya, ameiombea serikali, amekuwa akisimama na viongozi, amesimama na watu wengi sana.
Majina naitwa Jane Chege. Naomba watoto wetu, unajua mawazo ni tofauti, maoni ni tofauti, muwaze mawazo ya hekima ya Mungu. Kama ni uongozi wenu, mtafute uongozi wenu, mkae kwa mjadala mzuri, mtafute hawa viongozi. Mahali pako na kasoro, kwa sababu hata sisi tunaona uchumi, weisha ndio hiyo, hospitali, turekebishe kwa upendo na tusiteme serikali. Kwa sababu Mungu alitupea serikali na huyu yuko kwenye mamlaka, amewekwa mahali pale na Mungu kwa kusudi lake, sisi tulijui. Sheria zetu za Kenya zinasema innocent until proven guilty. Kwa hivyo hakuna vile tutafungia wanasiasa, na in fact proceeds za tunaona kwa TV, managing director wa wapi akaiba bilioni ngapi, na wako Kenya hii hawajahama, hawajarudisha pesa. Unaona, sisi hatuna uhakika zenye tumeletewa kama kanisa ni proceeds za graft, because hata wenye wanakuja proven guilty hakuna. So as we receive those are guilty and are not guilty, they are ours as a church.
All right, moving on. Government auditors, that is Nancy Gadungu, the Auditor General, and Margaret Nyakango, the Controller of Budget, came under sharp criticism in Parliament today following their recent financial reports. Leaders from both sides of the House, including Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah and Minority Leader Junet Mohamed, raised concerns over the findings presented by Nyakango, particularly her report highlighting mismanagement and embezzlement of public funds. In their comments, both Ichung'wah and Mohamed accused Nyakango of being complicit in corrupt practices.
Across the country, governors and county governments are suffering because of inefficiencies and corruption in the office of the Controller of Budget. Speak to any governor, they will tell you they have to bribe officers in that office of the Controller of Budget to get their expenditures approved.
Governors are saying openly everywhere that for us to get approval from the Controller of Budget office, we must give some money.
They imagine if anyone speaks about them, the whole world will come crumbling down, saying, oh, you are attacking independent offices. Their independence can never go without being checked.
Now, Mr. Speaker, any audit report is a confirmed report before it is audited, before it is brought before the House. Mr. Speaker, that culture will lead to anarchy.
All right, moving on. A total of 37 individuals, including former Electoral Commission CEO, that is James Oswago, former Judiciary Registrar Ann Amadi, and former chairman of the Constitution Implementation Commission, that is Charles Nyachai, are among those seeking the position of chairperson of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. The selection committee is set to interview the applicants next month as part of the process to identify a suitable candidate for the role. Alongside the race for the chairperson position, 1,319 individuals have also applied for various commissioner positions within the Iebc. This development comes as the Iebc, under the leadership of Chief Executive Officer Marjan Hussein Marjan, prepares for the upcoming by-elections. Marjan informed the Parliamentary Committee on Justice that the Commission is set to organize 14 by-elections in October of this year.
Would we be ready for these by-elections as soon as we have commissioners in place? And when I say ready is if we have commissioners in office by mid-June 2025. Earliest date when we can have those by-elections as well.
That we can now present to them the by-election plan. The by-election plan usually will have timelines. Because we have got member of National Assembly in those by-elections, the timelines allowed by law is 90 days. So we can go by the 90 days, but for the other MCAs, we'll also combine them. We'll just do one for all of them. We'll not wait. So we'll do all of them at a go. So if you ask me if they come in mid-June, then maybe Maybe around the end of September or
September, October.
Yes, that's when the time we'll do the by-elections.
Okay.
Right, moving on. The government has imposed a ban on all activities at Titanic Dam in Juja, Kiambu County, following the tragic drowning deaths of two Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology students. The ban comes after the students identified as Steph Matoke, who is aged 21, and Abel Mikaye, aged 22, drowned while swimming at the dam on Sunday, a popular recreation spot located off Thika Road in Mugodha. And as Destiny Mbathano reports, a multi-agency government team visited the site for that assessment. And as a result, the dam will now be under 24-hour surveillance by county security officers and police. Authorities have been tasked with ensuring no one parks or engages in recreational activities in the area. This action follows the death of 4 individuals at the dam in just 1 month, raising significant concerns about safety.
The picturesque Titanic Dam in Juja, Kiambu County, once a serene spot for relaxation and recreation, has been closed off indefinitely following a series of tragic drownings. Two Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology students, Steph Matoke of 21 years old and Abel Mikaye of 22, lost their lives while enjoying what should have been a peaceful day out. The young men tragically drowned at the dam, marking the second fatal incident in less than a month. This trend of drowning has sparked the decision of the government to close off all activities at the dam. Steph's father, Peter Matoke, expressed support for the ban, hoping to prevent further loss of life. He also appealed to the well-wishers to assist the family with burial preparations.
Ni uchungu sana kwamba watoto walikuja, ile hali ya kawaida ya watoto walikuja kucheza pande hii, lakini hawakuwa wanajua ile hatari ilikuwa inawaongojea hapo mbele. Na nataka kueleza wale watu wa area hii, wakati wanaona wageni kama hao wanakuja, at least wanajaribu kuwaelezea zile hatari zinakuanga hapa na ni nini inastahili haswa kufanyika hapa.
The area has been experiencing a surge in crowds, particularly among young adults and middle-aged individuals, which has led to concerns about the safety of other visitors. Speaking after the assessment of the area, Assistant County Commissioner Mwangi wa Mwangi noted that only licensed hoteliers will be allowed to operate at the dam. His sentiments were echoed by Geoffrey Njoroge, who insisted that the area will be fully protected to prevent further losses of lives.
Hakuna mwananchi wa central government na wa county government, wote mwananchi, na ndio tumeshikana pamoja tukasema tukuje hapa leo tushughulikie haswa hao mambo ambayo DCC amesema hapa, na tumekaa chini tumekubaliana, the whole team, we have all officers here all from all disciplines to be able to arrest this situation.
Destiny Mbadha, EBN TV.
Right, thank you, Destiny Mbadha, for that particular report. It is exactly 17 minutes past the top of the hour. At that note, we take a short commercial break here at EBN Prime Edition. We'll be back with much more. Confirmed that investigations have been launched to track down the suspects responsible for impregnating the students. COE pointed out that many perpetrators take advantage of the students' poverty, leading to a call for increased collaboration with security agencies to address this worrying issue. Tabitha Wanjiru now reports.
Teenage pregnancy remains a critical public health issue in developing countries, significantly impacting maternal health. In Kenya, despite an expected decrease in teenage pregnancy rates from 18% in 2014 to 15% in 2022, evidence on its prevalence and associated factors is still limited. This study utilized data from the latest Kenya Demographic and Health Survey, analyzing 6,390 participants through multi-level binary logistic regression. The findings revealed a 15.3% prevalence and identified key factors linked to teenage pregnancy, including being aged 18 to 19, higher education, contraceptive use, unemployment, wealth status, media exposure, and a higher proportion of uneducated individuals. In Trans Nzoia County, cases of early pregnancies have increased, where according to a study, 19% of students are pregnant, with a recent incident where 15 students from BD ward got impregnated. According to a female lawyer, Lilian Sioi, from Trans Nzoia County, an investigation has been launched to trace the suspects, many of whom exploit the students' poverty, and she calls on the security departments to collaborate with them in addressing such cases. On her part, the gender coordinator for Trans Nzoia County, Lynette Mayabi, pointed out that the lack of essential resources for students has contributed to many of.
All right, we apologize for that technical hitch. Moving on, faith-based health institutions under the Kenya Faith-Based Health Services Consortium have given the government until March 21st to pay outstanding health claims amounting to 10 billion Kenya shillings or risk shutting their doors to patients. The institutions, which collectively run around 1,300 health facilities across the country, have voiced their frustrations with the government's failure to meet previous promises, which they claim have been repeatedly ignored.
Faith-based health institutions in Kenya are facing a financial crisis, with the leaders from the Kenya Faith-Based Health Services Consortium issuing an ultimatum to the government. The group, which operates around 1,300 health facilities across the country, has demanded the government to pay 10 billion Kenya shillings in overdue health claims by March 21st or face a suspension of services.
We demand all NHIF pending claims be paid fully by 21st March 2025.
The consortium, which includes the Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops, the Christian Health Association of Kenya, and the Supreme Council of Kenya Muslims, is alarmed by the government's repeated failure to meet their promises.
Whatever system the government has put in place in SHA, SHIF, and the others, it's a government business. And our appeal, what we are seeing is that the government is not either willing to pay us.
Institutions claim the government owes 6.8 billion Kenya shillings to the now defunct National Hospital Insurance Fund, 2.2 billion Kenya shillings to the Social Health Association, and 1 billion Kenya shillings to the Police Prison Officers and Teachers Scheme. These debts have been piling up for months, and the institutions which provide essential services to thousands of Kenyans are now at their breaking point.
SHA claims Kenya shillings 2.15 billion worth of claims remain unpaid under SHA for the 3-month period of October to February 2025. Some of these claims have exceeded the 90-day period. We demand all SHA pending claims be paid by 21st March 2025 in line with the Social Health Insurance Act 2023.
The crises have also raised alarms about the management of SHA system. SUPKEM chairperson Hassan Olenado criticized the government for failing to maintain proper oversight, alleging that external manipulation has compromised the system's effectiveness.
SHA system has no reconciliation function for claims inherited from November 2023 to September 2024. We recommend that SHA to provide a transparent portal dashboard for invoice tracking that can be downloaded for review by hospitals. NHIF had good reconciliation reports. Provide access to that portal to resolve this portion of transition reconciliations.
As the deadline for payments approaches, the future of Kenya's faith-based health institutions is uncertain. The institutions have made it clear that unless the government settles its debts, thousands of patients will be turned away, leaving them to either pay in cash or seek care elsewhere. The clock is ticking, and Kenya's health sector is on the brink of a crisis.
Right, moving on. The fourth day of manslaughter trial against Culture 24 co-accused continued today at the Mombasa Law Courts following the resumption of hearings on Monday, March 3rd. According to defense lawyer Lawrence Obonyo, 25 witnesses have already testified before trial magistrate Alex Ituku. Obonyo also revealed that an additional 25 witnesses are expected to testify against the accused after the Director of Public Prosecutions dropped 20 witnesses, leaving 50 remaining. And the charges against Mackenzie and his co-accused relate to the tragic deaths of more than 400 people whose bodies were found in shallow graves in the Shakahola forest in Kilifi. Mackenzie, the leader of the cult, is accused of convincing many victims to fast to their deaths in what has been described as a horrific cult ritual.
Yes, leo tunafanya hii kesi ya Mombasa ambayo inajulikana kama kesi ya Shakahola. Tumeendelea vizuri sana. Kuna mashahidi washatoa ushahidi, tumefikia kadri ya mashahidi 25. Leo tuko katika shahidi wa 25. Hajaweza kumaliza mambo yake, tumempa nafasi mpaka kesho tena arudi aendelee kutoa ushahidi. Kesi imekuwa ikiendeshwa kwa njia nzuri na tunafurahi kile ambacho kinafanyika na idara ya mahakama, na pia kiongozi wa mashtaka anajitahidi, anahakikisha watu wake wote wamefika. Kwa sasa hatuna changamoto nyingi za kuhusiana na kesi kiundani, lakini changamoto ziko upande mwingine, kizungu wanaita humanitarian. Ni mambo ambayo yamezungumzwa kotini na tutaangalia vile tutaweza kusaidia. Upande wa kiongozi wa mashtaka alisema wako na mashahidi, tukikadiria walisema 70, wakapunguza ikafika 50, na walisema wakiona kesi yao inaendelea vile wanavyotaka watapunguza hata idadi ya wale mashahidi wawe chini ya 50. Lakini kwa sasa ujumbe ambao tumepewa ni mashahidi ni 50. Kwa sasa tuko nambari 25. Kwa hivyo tunaweza sema tuko nusu. Tumefikia nusu ya safari.
Alafu alipopata shamba Shakahola, akaamua kuniacha peke yangu, akaamua kubeba vyombo vyote, alibeba mattress, akabeba vyombo za kupikia, akaenda nazo.
Alikuacha peke yako?
Aliniacha peke yangu, maanake nilikuwa bado niko shule.
Okay. So aliweza kuenda Shakahola na nani?
Alienda Shakahola na ndugu zangu watatu ambao ni Elvis Chai, Elina Mopa na Margaret Kadi.
Ukabaki wewe, na kuna dadako mmoja mwenye udataja, alikuwa wapi wakati huo?
Alikuwa ameolewa yeye. Kwa ufupi nilibaki peke yangu.
Okay. Sawa. Tena
alipoenda alinipigia simu mara mwisho, akanivutisha pesa ya chakula. Nikamtumia na yeye akasema sawa, nimeshukuru na sitawahi kupigia tena simu. Hii ndo simu yangu ya mwisho.
Unajua kwa nini alikwambia hataweza kukupigia simu tena?
Sikuwa na ufahamu kwa nini ameniambia hivi.
Alright, it is exactly 30 minutes past the top of the hour. At that note, we wrap up our bulletin here at EBN Prime Edition on this 6th day of March 2025. More news will come your way tomorrow as we keep you up to speed with what's happening from across the 47 counties and of course across the borders. My name is Macharia. Our sign language interpreter is Laura Otieno. And as always, let's meet again when God says we do.